What is up, you guys? My name is Nick, and welcome to my channel where I cover all things entertainment. Whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. And every month I like to take a look at our favorite streaming services to find the best recommendations for you guys. And you'll find me regularly bitching about Netflix, but I have to say this month I have a top 10 that I'm really excited to talk about. Obvious disclaimers, I'm talking about American Netflix, sorry to be so basic, and this is not a definitive top 10 list of the best things to watch on Netflix as determined by your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. These are 10 movie recommendations that I think you should watch in the month of August, so let me know what your favorites are in the comments. Number 10 is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the graphic novel adaptation that made us all fall in love with Edgar Wright. Michael Cera stars as the title character, a Canadian bass player in a small band. When he meets the enigmatic Ramona Flowers, he falls head over heels. Bummer for him, she has 7 deadly exes that he must defeat in combat in order to be with her. Why? That's the rules. Just go with it. I have not read the source material this is based on, but as a movie, I think it is damn near perfect. I mean, the editing is ridiculous, the pacing is off the charts, the acting is on point, it is also perfect. It's exactly what I think comedy should be, plus it just has a stacked cast. I mean, Chris Evans is in it. Anything with Chris Evans, I'm here for. Number 9 is Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It stars John C. Reilly as a rising musician in 1950s America. He does a bunch of drugs, gets married a few times, and lives through a roller coaster of a career. This movie is so absolutely stupid, but it knows just how stupid it is, which is exactly why it works for me. If you can get into it, you'll hear some of the funniest songs in film and hear a ton of quotes that will have you laughing long after the movie is over.
Dewey, I'm cut in half pretty bad.
Number 8 is By the Sea. You're gonna want to give me a lot of shit for this because it's the Brangelina movie, but I'd argue that it's worth a watch. Angelina Jolie directs and stars alongside then-husband Brad Pitt as a grieving couple who vacation in France to work their way through their complicated marriage. Instead, their emotions come to a head. This movie feels like Angelina Jolie trying to emulate some sort of 60s European drama, but I'm kind of here for the aesthetic. It's a guilty pleasure, but I like this trashy, juicy drama. I know it's only going to work for a niche audience, but I am that audience. Number 7 is Taxi Driver. This defining film of the 70s was directed by Martin Scorsese and written by Paul Schrader. Robert De Niro stars as a Vietnam vet who lives in New York City and works as a taxi cab driver at nights. The film follows his descent into madness as he plans an assassination.
How do you guys get to be a Secret Service man? What? I was just curious because I thought maybe I'd make a good one.
And this movie has always had a cloud of dark controversy surrounding it because people ask, should a movie really focus on this type of character's perspective? Does it glorify violence in their actions, and does it inspire more violence? And I think there is something to be said there. I mean, you've got Jodie Foster playing a child sex worker, and then she gets an Academy Award nomination for this movie. I mean, you know, it's kind of some weird rewarding there, I would say. But I do think this movie handles its darker themes and subject matter about as tastefully as possible, and I would argue that we should be exploring these types of characters and their actions in order to understand them. We can't just push away the darker aspects of society and ignore them. We have to explore them if we're going to understand them. But if you happen to like Joker, you gotta see the movie that made the blueprint.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Number 6 is Cloud Atlas. This epic from the Wachowskis, who also made Sense8, which is on Netflix, is based on a book by David Mitchell. Cloud Atlas is many different movies all rolled into one. It's a sea voyage gone horrifically wrong. It's a 70s thriller about a cover-up at a nuclear power plant. It's a futuristic cyberpunk adventure about the little gal starting a revolution. This movie is many things, and it features many actors playing multiple roles, showing how their souls evolve over time. This is a love it or hate it movie. I can only recommend it if you look at it and say, that's something I want to invest 3 hours in, but it's conveniently available on Netflix, so I gotta put it out there. Number 5 is To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. This adorably hilarious road trip comedy follows 3 drag queens traveling cross country when their car breaks down in a small town. It's kind of an American Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but it's such a sweet sweet story of standing up for those around you.
They may turn this town from drab to utterly fabulous.
Number 4 is American Honey, another road trip movie and another long one, so bear with me. Sasha Lane plays an impoverished young woman who meets a group of traveling magazine salespeople led by Shia LaBeouf and Riley Keough. She's taken under their wing and hits the road to form a new life for herself. This is a raw look at American life for those in the lower class, and it does a great job of showing the systems in place that people have to work within in order to get by. I'll warn you, it does get a little bit dark, but it's also a beautiful film because it captures how a person can find happiness and peace even under the worst circumstances. Number 3 is A Single Man, another heart-crushing story of gay love, but it looks damn pretty. Colin Firth plays an Englishman living in 1960s LA as he tries to cope with the loss of his boyfriend. The film jumps between past and present as Firth's character tries to move on. What I really appreciate about this one is that the editing doesn't feel distracting and the flashbacks don't feel shoehorned into the film to manipulate audiences' emotions. It really feels like we're following a man reflecting on his past as he tries to navigate his future. It's another tale of the tragedies of being gay, which we're all over, but I think this is a really important movie because it's based on a book by Christopher Isherwood that was actually published in the 1960s, and you can imagine it wasn't very well received back in the day, and I think Tom Ford did just a beautiful job of taking this work and translating it to screen, because not only does it look great, but it also captures the emotion of the message that it's trying to send, and it's one that we should all respect. Number 2 is Into the Forest, an A24 survival drama starring Evan Rachel Wood and Ellen Page as two sisters living in a home in the middle of the forest when a massive power outage signals the end of the world. This is not the typical apocalypse movie we get. It is all about the conversations and interactions that these sisters have, and I'm recommending it because I know a lot of people out there like it. It is not a favorite of mine because I don't really care for a central storyline that just didn't work for me. I get what the movie is saying and I get why it's there, and that's fine. Didn't work for me. But I know a lot of other people like this one, so I'm gonna recommend it because, I mean, it's Evan Rachel Wood, it's Ellen Page, it's A24, it's conveniently on Netflix, so there you go. Number 1 is The Florida Project, another A24 movie that you have to see no matter who you are. Sean Baker directs this drama about a young girl, Mooney, who lives in poverty in Orlando, Florida, with her young grifter mother. With the excitement and wonder of the Disney castle looming over her, Mooney finds fun in any situation. Whether she's receiving a donation from a passing tourist or a free meal from a generous restaurant employee, Mooney always finds a reason to smile, while her volatile mother wreaks havoc wherever she goes.
These are the rooms we're not supposed to go in. But let's go anyway.
This is such a beautiful yet real movie that manages to capture an adult story from the perspective of a child, which is just fantastic. Can you tell I like movies about real people living in the real world? Some of the subject matter is downright heartbreaking. The whole thing isn't sunshine and rainbows, but that's kind of the point of the movie. If you liked American Honey, I think you're gonna love The Florida Project.
Whoa. Let's go. Come on.
Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. I'd love to hear those. Like this video if you would. Share it if you feel like it. Subscribe to watch this now if you want to catch more of these what to watch videos so I can let you know what the best things are, in my opinion, on all of our favorite streaming services. Maybe check out that playlist if you want to get a taste of it. Follow me on Instagram if you're interested. I am not social media savvy, so follow at your own risk. I'm clearly so great at promoting myself. That's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.